Hi everybody, this is Indira from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. And in the last class, we have discussed the properties of real and complex matrices, which is a very first topic of theory of matrices in linear algebra and calculus. We are going to continue with the problems of the matrices on the properties that which we have discussed in the last class. Now, let me recapitulate the definitions of the symmetric, skew-symmetric, Hermitian and skew-Hermitian. Then we can go flexibly with the problems on these matrices. I have already said that a matrix is said to be symmetric if A transpose is equal to A. Here, I am taking A as a square matrix, and this symmetric matrix is a property on only real matrices. Okay, and I have quoted with one example here, that is A, HG, HBF, and GFC. Similarly, you can talk with the skew-symmetric matrix when A bar transpose is equal to minus A. It is another property of square real matrix. Okay, so here A, that means that Aij is equal to Aji. There is no bar operation here. We are just interchanging the rows and columns. So if A transpose is equal to minus A simply, then we can call such a type of matrix as skew-symmetric matrix. Now, let us go with the problems of symmetric and skew-symmetric matrices. Okay, express the matrix A as a sum of symmetric and skew-symmetric matrices, where A is equal to, or row-wise, 3, minus 2, 6, 2, 7, minus 1, 5, 4, 0. Given a matrix A, and you can it's easy to calculate A transpose, but just by replacing, interchanging its columns by respective rows. So 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 7, 4, 6, minus 1, 0 is A transpose. So if you, and matrix, you all know that suppose A is a given matrix. A is a given matrix. It can be written as A plus A by 2. Right? A plus A by 2, and still it can be written as A plus A by 2, that is A plus A transpose and plus A minus A transpose. Okay, where this part is nothing but we call it as a symmetric part, and this part we call it as a skew-symmetric part. Symmetric part of the matrix. So whenever a square matrix is given for you and he is asking you to find out the symmetric and skew-symmetric part, then you just do the A transpose and add to A and divide by 1 by 2 to get the symmetric matrix, and A transpose, that is A minus A transpose divided by 2 to get the skew-symmetric matrix. That's what I have done here. P, suppose P is my required symmetric matrix, then if A is given, I have already calculated A, the transpose of the given matrix. So P is equal to half into A plus A transpose, which is equal to half into 3 minus 2, 6, 2, 7, minus 1, 5, 4, 0, plus 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 7, 4, 6, 1, 0, and adding this we are going to get it as 6, 0, 11, 0, 14, 3, 11, 3, 0 divided by 2, and which is nothing but 3, 0, 11 by 2, 0, 7, 3 by 2, 11 by 2, 3 by 2, 0, and which is nothing, which we call it as a symmetric matrix. So this is a technique for finding out the symmetric and symmetric matrix by when a square matrix is given. So similarly, you can work out for the skew-symmetric matrix just by subtracting A and A transpose and dividing by 2. So A minus A transpose divided by 2. Just for the, I've already calculated A transpose in the previous slide. So just I have subtracted these two. I got, that is 3 minus 2, 6. 2, 7, minus 1, 5, 4, 0. I'm subtracted with 3, 2, 5, minus 2, 7, 4, 6, minus 1, 0. I got it as 0, minus 4, 1, 4, 0, minus 5, minus 1, 5, 0. And upon dividing with 2, my skew symmetric matrix, I've got it as 0, minus 2, half, 0, 2, sorry, is 2, 0, minus 5 by 2, minus 1 by 2, 5 by 2, and 0, right? And where P, and you all know that P plus Q, the sum of the symmetric and skew symmetric matrix is again a square matrix, capital A, right? Okay, where P is a symmetric and Q is a skew symmetric. And this problem also proves that every square matrix is capable of writing it as a sum of the symmetric and skew symmetric matrices uniquely. So we don't have that uniquely. What I mean to say that this type of matrix, we don't have too many solutions. We have only one solution, which is always a, that means for a given matrix, only one skew symmetric matrix is possible and one skew symmetric matrix is possible. And one more thing you can observe, that the diagonal elements here are all zeros, that we have discussed in the last class, that the diagonal elements of the skew symmetric matrix are always 0. Right? And going to the problems on Hermitian matrix, and Hermitian, skew Hermitian, and that is we have already discussed, when A bar theta, that is A to the power of theta, is equal to A, we call it as a Hermitian matrix. We call it as a Hermitian matrix. What is A to the power of theta? A to the power of theta is equal to A bar transpose, and A to the power of, if A to the power of theta is equal to minus A, we call it as a skew Hermitian matrix. And here one example I've quoted, just like in the previous section, there is here also 1 minus I 2, 1 plus I, 3 I, 2 minus I, 0. Suppose this is a matrix, then this is said to be a Hermitian matrix, because A to the power theta is equal to A. That means you are doing transpose, A transpose and the conjugate, both are operated to this matrix, and you are going to get the matrix once again the same matrix, then it's called as a Hermitian matrix, right? Okay, so similarly we can understand the skew Hermitian matrix, that is A to the A bar transpose is equal to minus A, then you call it as a skew Hermitian matrix. Okay, so based on these two properties, we'll do one problem. Here, suppose if I've taken a capital A as a 3 into 3 matrix, and we have to show that A is Hermitian and IA is skew Hermitian. Suppose if you want to show that A is Hermitian, we have to prove that A bar transpose is equal to A, right? And if you want to prove that IA is skew Hermitian, then you have to prove that IA whole bar transpose is equal to minus IA. Then you can say that this is a IA is a skew Hermitian, IA is a Hermitian matrix. For that we need to bring the two values, that is A bar and A bar transpose. So here, what is the A value that he has given? 3, 7 minus 4i, minus 2 plus 5i, 7 plus 4i, minus 2, 3 plus I, 2 minus 2 minus 5i, 3 minus I, 4. Alright? Okay, so what is A bar? 3, 7 plus 4i, minus 2 minus 5i, and that means we are doing the conjugate for only the complex numbers. Now we are not, because the bar operation is always affected to the complex numbers, not to the real numbers. So 7 minus 4i, minus 2, 3 plus 3 minus I, minus 2 plus 5i, 3 plus I, 4 is a bar. Similarly, you just find out the A bar transpose by interchanging the rows and columns. If A bar is interchanged its rows and columns, here you are going to get the A to the power of theta value. Here this is a to the power of theta, which is nothing but 3, 7 minus 4i minus 2 plus 5i, 7 plus 4i minus 2, 3 plus i minus 2 minus 5i, 3 minus I, 4, right? So all the values are ready with me. Now I'll show that A is a Hermitian and IA is a skew Hermitian, right? Let us suppose that. Okay, now already we have calculated A bar transpose. You can observe these two are one and the same, isn't it? So therefore A bar transpose is equal to A, since so you call it as A is a Hermitian matrix. So going to the second part of the problem, we have to prove that IA is skew Hermitian. For that, first the steps that you have to follow is, first A is there, you find out A bar, next you find out A bar transpose, right? Okay, so first we need to multiply with I, so you find out IA, next IA whole bar, next IA whole bar transpose you need to find. Now this you have to show that it is equal to minus you have to know minus IA. So these are the steps that you have to follow. Very simple. So let us do the workout. Let us show that IA is skew Hermitian matrix. Now let B is equal to IA. Now B is given as a IA matrix. That means to the given matrix, to each and every element I have multiplied with I. So I got it as 3i, 4 plus 7i, minus 5 minus 2i, minus 4 plus 7i, minus 2i, minus 1 plus 3i, 5 minus 2i, 1 plus 3i, 4i. To this, I have found the conjugate. The conjugate means what? For every complex number, for x plus iy, we need to write with its conjugate element, that is x minus iy. The imaginary part will change its sign. So minus 3i, 4 minus 7i, minus 5 plus 2i, minus 4 minus 7i, 2i, minus 1 minus 3i, 5 plus 2i, 1 minus 3i, minus 4i. So you do the transpose for the given matrix by interchanging the rows in columns. So B bar transpose is equal to, what is B? B is nothing but IA matrix. A is multiplied with the imaginary number I. Okay, so B bar transpose is equal to minus 3I minus 4 minus 7I, 5 plus 2I, 4 minus 7I, 2I, my 1 minus 3i, minus 5 plus 2i, minus 1 minus 3i, minus 4i. So if you take minus common from the given matrix, you are going to get it as minus B. Since B bar transpose is equal to minus B, you can call it as B is a skew Hermitian matrix. What is a B? We are represented IA with B. That means that B is a, that means if B is a skew Hermitian, that means that IA is also skew Hermitian matrix. So operations are very simple operations. Okay, there is no need to do lengthy operations. Okay, simple addition and doing interchanging and replacing the elements by its conjugate, we can able to solve the problems on the Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrices, right? Next one, we'll go with the one of the property. If suppose A and B are Hermitian matrix, prove that AB minus BA is skew Hermitian. Now what is the given? A and B are Hermitian matrix. If A and B are Hermitian matrix, that means that A to the power of theta is equal to A and B to the power of theta is equal to B, right? Now what we have to prove that AB minus BA is skew Hermitian. That means AB minus BA whole bar transpose should be equal to minus of AB minus BA. We should get like this. Then you can call that it is skew Hermitian matrix. For that, I'll take this part, LHS part, I'll write this as LHS and this as RHS, the right hand side part that we have to get it. Now you consider the LHS part. Okay, AB minus BA whole bar transpose, which is, I've already said that the sum of the two matrices matrices are done the conjugate, then the conjugate operation will go for the individual matrices. And similarly for subtraction, if there's two matrices subtracted, then the conjugate will go for the individual matrices. So AB minus BA whole bar can be written as AB bar minus BA bar whole transpose. So which is equal to with the product, even though we have learned these properties and when we are referring with the Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrix. Okay, so and conjugate properties of conjugate matrices in the previous session. So A bar into B bar minus B bar into A bar whole transpose. We all know that AB whole transpose is equal to B transpose into A transpose. So that's I have applied here. B bar transpose into A bar transpose minus A bar transpose into B bar transpose, which is equal to BA minus AB. Now you take minus as common, AB minus BA you are going to get, and which is nothing but the skew Hermitian matrix. So in this way, if you understand the properties of the Hermitian matrix, you can prove the properties. I mean the combination properties like this on the concept of Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrices. Now, next question. I mean, show that the A which is equal to A plus IC minus B plus ID, B plus ID, A minus IC is unitary. What is this property unitary? Now, in the previous session, I have discussed that if A to the power of theta into A is equal to A into A to the power of theta, which is equal to I, then you can call this matrix as a unitary matrix. Just like orthogonal matrix, it is a unitary matrix, is a property on the square complex matrix. So, square complex matrix. For that, we need to work out A to the power of theta. For that, we have to do A bar transpose and multiply this with A and see whether we are getting the identity or not. And one condition is given, that is A square plus B square plus C square plus D square is equal to 1. If this condition satisfies, using this condition only, you could able to prove that the given matrix is a unitary. Otherwise, we don't get it, right? So only A bar value, A minus IC minus B minus ID, B minus ID, A plus IC. So A to the power of theta, I got it as A minus IC, B minus ID, right? Okay, that means interchanging the rows in columns, minus B minus ID, A plus IC. So product of these two, I got it as A square plus C square, B square plus C square plus D square, 0, 0, A square plus B square plus C square plus D square. Now I will make use of the condition which has given this value he has given, that is equal to 1. So even this value is also equal to 1. So replacing that, we are going to get this as a square identity matrix 1, 0, 0, 1. Therefore, you can say that A is a unitary matrix. So this how we can able to use the properties of real and complex matrices. Now next, show that every square matrix is uniquely expressible as a sum of the Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrices. Let's suppose that A is as any square matrix. Then you can consider that A plus A to the power of theta whole theta, which can be written as A theta plus A theta whole theta, which is equal to A to the power of theta plus A. So since these two are equal, you can say that A plus A theta is Hermitian matrix. So half into, if suppose A plus A to the power of theta is Hermitian, implies that A plus A to the power of theta divided by 2 is also a Hermitian matrix, right? Obviously. So you can have like this, right? Similarly, A minus A theta whole to the power of theta is equal to A to the power of theta minus A. Minus can be taken common here. So you can say that it is equal to minus into A minus A theta. If A theta minus A is skew Hermitian, divided by 2 is obviously a skew Hermitian matrix. So here the proof is, right? Okay. Now next is a uniqueness. Let us suppose that suppose that we have another combination like this, that is R and S. Now we need to prove that both the combinations are one and the same. That means let A is equal to R plus S R plus S be another such representation of A where R is a Hermitian and S is a skew Hermitian. A to the power of theta is equal to R plus S whole to the power of theta, which is equal to R theta plus S theta, which is equal to R minus S. Right? Now, already we have seen that R is a Hermitian and S is a skew Hermitian. I can replace R to the power of theta as R and S to the power of theta as minus S. So therefore R is equal to half into A plus A to the power of theta, which is equal to P, and S is equal to half into A minus A to the power of theta, which is equal to Q. Therefore P is equal to R and Q is equal to S, which shows the uniqueness of the theorem. So that means that for every matrix, for every square matrix is uniquely expressible as sum of the symmetric and skew symmetric, similarly sum of the Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrices. So these are the few properties that we can discuss on the Hermitian and skew Hermitian. Last but least, we'll go with one of the problem. We have A is given here, a square matrix. He is asking you to show that I minus A into I plus A whole inverse is a unitary. Okay, for this now, first we will do I minus A. What is I? I is nothing but the identity matrix. I is nothing but the identity matrix. First you find out I minus A. Now you multiply add I plus A. Then you find out the inverse for the next step, inverse plus of I plus A. Right? Now you multiply I minus A with I plus A whole inverse. You are going to get a new matrix. You represent it with matrix B. Now we have to show that B is a unitary matrix. To show that B is a unitary matrix, we need to work out the A bar transpose, which is equal to B bar transpose, which is equal to B to the power of theta, right? Okay, B to the power of theta, B bar transpose, which is equal to B to the power of theta, and we have to show that this is equal to we have to multiply this with B into B to the power of theta, have to multiply, and we have to get this as a identity matrix. Okay, so it's very lengthy, but the operations are very simple operations. Okay, we are not doing any complicated operations here, just adding and finding out the conjugates of the given matrix and multiplying the given matrix. Okay, so here I have done I plus A and I minus A. You can see the values of I plus A and I minus A, right? Okay, now I have found out the I plus A whole inverse value. I got this, and I have represented with B, and I got it as 1 by 6 minus 4 minus 2 minus 4i, 2 minus 4i minus 4, and I've started working out B bar and multiplied with B. I got it as B is a unitary matrix. That means B to the power of theta is equal to B. So that is how we can learn the properties. And next, another property, the inverse of the unitary matrix is unitary. Okay, suppose A is a unitary matrix, then A into A to the power of theta is equal to I, according to the property of unitary, right? So now you do the inverse of that. Okay, you all know that A into B whole inverse is nothing but B inverse into A inverse. So you can write that A to the power of theta whole inverse and into A inverse is equal to I. Okay. Now inverse and conjugate transpose operation can be interchanging this. You can say that A inverse into whole theta into A inverse is equal to B. Suppose if this is B, that means I am showing that B to the power of theta into B is equal to I. That means that B is a unitary matrix. What is B? B is nothing but A inverse. Therefore, you can say that A inverse is a unitary matrix, right? Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.